Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KAGS News at 6. I'm William Johnson. You know, we're only 3 days into the new year, and with every year, a lot of people always look forward to what's next. And today, I spoke with Bryan Mayor Bobby Gutierrez about some of the biggest issues that the city plans to address as discussions are only beginning. Is it safe to say you've been pretty busy?
I've been very, very busy. You know, December is always a busy month no matter what. Add this to it and it makes it double that.
When you were running for office, one of the things you mentioned that really stuck with me is that you said you wanted to leave Bryan better than you found it. What did you mean by that specifically?
You know, it was something my granddad taught us is no matter what it is, leave it better than you found it, bring it back better than you found it. And I will continue to try to stay within my realm right there and do that.
One of the biggest discussions that Bryan had in the latter part of 2022 was the Bryan ISD bus barn. You know, I think there was a lot of back and forth and a lot of misconceptions made about it. Would you want to just clear any of that up and just speak on behalf of the city in terms of what that discussion looked like?
You know, that whole issue was something that was talked about for many years, and I think BISD felt like that was the best place for them. We didn't necessarily agree that that was the best location for them, although we understood the need and we understood what the vision was. Our superintendent, Mrs. Carabine, is phenomenal. Their board is phenomenal. I think there's a lot of good things that could happen. It was probably just a little misstep and just a misunderstanding. And I think it was like that because, from my understanding anyway, is they all thought we were talking and we weren't.
I think there was some discussion though also in terms of the fire union, is that correct?
We've always gave them the best tools, the best that they can have, the best training, the best tools, the best of what they need to protect our citizens. You know, what a city does is safety and services. Basically, that's it. The rest of everything, the quality of life stuff, that's fluff. That's what's left after you've paid everything.
What exactly is the union proposing that would really put a huge impact on the city?
We have to take from somewhere. You can't just pull money out of the sky, and nobody wants to have taxes raised. Nobody wants to have all those increased fees or anything else attributed to that. So we have to look at ways to save. And it can't always be on our admin staff, who does a tremendous job as well.
What are we seeing in terms of the tax rate for Bryan going into 2023?
Our sales tax was actually generated more than we've ever generated before counted towards our ad valorem tax. So I think that means we're on the right track.
A few months ago in Bryan, we saw some sexual assault cases pop up, and now we've seen a few shootings pop up in Bryan. You know, what are your hopes going forward for the city to try to rid the area of crime?
I had a meeting this morning with the police chief, and we're talking through a lot of these issues and how do we deal with them. And I do think we need to be very, very hard on crime. I do think that at this point now that, strike one, strike two, strike three, I think it should be strike one. And if you're going to act bad, then you don't need to be here. Going into this year, what is it going to take from you and the other council members to carry Bryan into that next step you're wanting? Well, I think it's, all of us building a relationship, between all the council members and between staff and the council members and getting an understanding of what our vision is. And Gutierrez also says that he wants to see more people moving into the area and expand economic development and infrastructure and increase transparency from city leaders.